Hey, Justin Arnold back here again. Yes, I am in my truck. I am not driving. Hopefully you can tell, maybe you can't. But I'm at my son's percussion lessons, and as many parents you know, when those happen, sometimes you're present in them, but sometimes it's snap, or sometimes it's going through, yes, your final edits and revisions of your book that you just wrote, or reading, or whatever it might be. And that's what I'm doing right now. And as I'm going through it, I came across a section that I decided, you know what, let's hit the record button and let's record the section that I just read for you guys for another little snippet of what you can expect through this amazing book that I'm ready to hear what you guys think about, get in your hands, as it's been a long awaited project that I've been working on for longer. This took me longer. Some people ask, this took me longer than my first book because there's more to it. There's more content to it. It's deeper. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Research, all kinds of things. So a lot went into this. A team of people helped me as far as, getting the right sort of cited sources and all the things that it takes to get this project done. But without further ado, I'm going to read a section here titled Creating Joy Through the Storms of Life. Here we go. I wholeheartedly believe in the statement, you have to create joy even through the poop storms. Keeping it PG, but you know what it says there. Never know if kids are listening to this. Like many of you, I've lived through difficult times where it feels like one storm after another. You may be waiting for the next season to finally find joy and happiness, but I've learned that joy is not a destination. It can be right where you are right now if you're open to receiving it and seeing it in your current state. Have you ever noticed that no matter what's going on in your life, you always seem to find the same 5 or 6 consistent emotions? You might feel sorry, insecure, fearful, or anxious, not because you want to, but because those emotions are familiar to you. Science shows us that our minds always seek out what is familiar because there's comfort and familiarity even if these emotions aren't what we want or are working against us. The synapses in your brain are wired this way to seek out and find ways to bring about these emotions. These emotions could be part of our childhood trauma or our past iniquities through generational lines, but no matter where they are coming from, they are a part of us. If you want to evolve, you'll have to change this emotional dwelling you find yourself in. I'm not saying these emotions don't have their place, because these emotions do serve us. For example, anxiety could be just as important as joy. Anxiety is a warning system our brain uses to protect us, but sometimes it can overprotect us. A process that I've had to work hard on is not perceiving emotions as either negative or positive, they just are. Having the self-awareness to manage and understand them and keep a healthy balance is key. So I journal about my emotions and read over them. Being emotional or sad after making a decision doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. You're not stressed because you're doing too much. I truly believe you're stressed because you're doing too little of what brings you happiness and joy and makes you feel most alive. We're all connected. We are all one. One of the many incredible ways you can produce joy is by showing your humanity, by seeing yourself not as apart from others, but in your connection and similarities to others. Though we are capable of some of the most awful, evil events and atrocities in this world, we also have an amazing capacity to bring goodness, peace, love, and joy into the world. When God created us and said, "Go now, my child," He gave us great freedom and choice in that. Freedom to choose right from wrong or wrong from right. While this might be controversial, I truly believe God would much rather see us go freely to hell than feel forced to go to heaven. He wants us to want it, to do good because it's the right thing, not because we were supposed to like some controlled dictatorship. Like a video game, the lessons you struggle with repeat themselves until you learn from them. If you ever play games like Mario Brothers, you know what I'm talking about. The same is with life. The universe has a funny way of teaching you. You'll keep repeating the same level of mishaps and mistakes until you learn from them and level up. I had the opportunity to experience the power of surfing waves during a trip to Mexico. It was my first time surfing and I was a little nervous. I stood on the shore watching the waves, trying to figure out the right moment to jump in. As I paddled out, I felt the energy of the ocean and the waves. It was both exhilarating and terrifying. But as I caught my first wave, I realized the power of surfing. The feeling of being in control, even as I was riding a wave that was much bigger than me. The moment I realized that surfing was not just a physical skill, but a mental and emotional one as well. It's about being present in the moment, letting go of fear and self-doubt, and trusting yourself to navigate the waves. The same principle applies to our emotions. When we learn to surf our emotions, we're not just riding the waves, but we're also learning to navigate our inner landscape with skill and grace. By choosing which emotion to surf, we can learn to manage our reactions, reduce stress, and improve our overall well-being. Surfing our emotions means that we take control of how we respond to our feelings rather than letting them control us. In the end, surfing is a metaphor for life. The waves will come whether we're ready or not. We can choose to let them knock us down, or we can learn to ride them with skill and intention. By learning to surf our emotions, we can lead more fulfilling and joy-filled lives. Along with journaling, I have found that being productive and scheduling just about everything I can helps me achieve a sense of discipline and flexible freedom in things that bring me joy. It's a simple truth that if something is not on the calendar and only in my mind, it's not happening. So whether it's alone time, playtime, workouts, or time with loved ones, I schedule it like it matters in my mind. I've learned that these things won't just happen on their own. If we don't prioritize them, they will only deteriorate and become farther and farther from reality. As we get older, life only seems to go faster and we don't get a second chance. Joy may be a feeling of great pleasure and happiness, but according to the Bible, you can even find joy through the hard times. Joy is not based on our ever-changing circumstances. For me, my joy comes from God. I hold on to this verse. Consider it great joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you experience various trials, because you know that is the testing of your faith, which produces endurance. I want endurance to do this life. I've been given well, and if I had to guess, you do too. There you go. So there you go, just another excerpt. And I'm creating joy through the storms of life section. Hope you enjoyed it. If so, share with others so they can get their hands on it. And if you found value or you think somebody might, share it away. So look out for more. I might be giving some between now and then. We'll see. But I really believe in this more than anything, that it's really going to change the lives of many that gets their hands on this or gifts it. It's literally a workbook of sorts on how to, not just another self-help book, not just another thing to collect dust on ourselves, but something that can be a tool book for your life. So check it out. Pre-sale next week. Take care and God bless.